weapons, just a whole lot of just a whole lot of stuff, y'all. Just his weapons that his him. Like y'all kidnapped him to make a weapon. You think he thinking like y'all he thinking that y'all thinking like he think that y'all really think that he go like y'all gonna let him go? He ain't that not smart. You know? Like no, he bro. So Lucius walks up in his house. He walking in the house. Tony. Tony. I'm sorry, that scene was
bouncing and clap in this house in this trap. It's everything. I'm everything.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Everything Jalen Ray, where we talk about everything under the sun, the moon, the stars, and all of the galaxies. Y'all, I'm so excited for today because today we are starting our Marvel series. So if you don't know, I do want to dive into my channel on deep dives into series, into people's albums, into music reviews, into just my own thoughts and ideas on the way I believe that life is set up and the things that I believe about this earth. Like, you know, it's pretty cool. Like we're all on earth and we're all interested in different things. We all do different things. And this is my corner of the internet, of the world, of the earth, where I discuss all the things that I think are cool. And I think that the Marvel catalog is like awesome. But let me be specific when I say this. I'm not talking about the new Marvel. I'm talking about from Iron Man to Endgame. But then again, it is way deeper than just Iron Man to Endgame, because even the old ones tie into the multiverse and to how we even got to Endgame. Even some of the new ones go back centuries ago. What are they? The Eternals, you know. So everything does come together, but I have so much to discuss with just Iron Man to Endgame alone. So today, guys, we're starting our series off with Iron Man. Of course, that's where it started. I know that they say like the Hulk story is a part of the Marvel universe. I'm really just talking about the Marvel movies. The Hulk's movie, it's old. I'm sorry, but the Hulk that's in the Hulk movie is not the Hulk that's in Avengers. So sorry, no, I'm not covering that. We're going straight into Avengers and the Avengers, and I'm just gonna talk about all the Avengers. So the Marvel Avengers, we're going to be starting off with, like I said, Iron Man today. Tony Stark, the hero, the one. I am Iron Man. Like, come on now. We started this. So that's the thing. I feel like Iron Man is so near and dear to my heart because I don't want to like spoil this series. I'm literally about to start with the first movie. So I am Iron Man. Oh my God. I literally love the Marvel series so much because I wasn't watching Marvel as they came out. Like, I was pretty much into whatever I was into when Marvel started coming out, but I was living in my first apartment with, he wasn't my first boyfriend, but he was my first serious relationship. Like, we moved in together. So yeah, like we were serious. And yeah, he honestly put me onto Marvel, y'all. I can't really remember. I think we ended up watching the Avengers. And you know, he would go to work. I was doing hair from home. I didn't work a job. My first apartment, baby. I was doing hair, but out of the crib. I didn't have to go nowhere. I literally had a hair room. I miss it. I miss it because it was my life. But here we go, y'all. I'm really trying to stay on track because I do not want this video to be an hour long. So, okay. All right, now that you know what the video is going to be about, why don't you go ahead and grab you some water, I'm sipping on some amazing tea tonight. A little bit of like everything lovely in here. I know I got some dandelion root, mullein, raspberry leaf, some Robois tea. This is a bag of mint tea in there. Jamaica fruit, hibiscus. Hibiscus is Jamaica, right? Yeah. I got some of that in there, y'all. I don't know, it's just a good old tea. Don't be asking me what's all the benefits of the teas and the herbs. I know some benefits. I know that the raspberry and the rooibos is good for the womb and the period, but the mullein is good for the lungs and clearing up the diet. I was gonna say digestion. That ain't digestion. That's like what is mucus? The lungs. Respiratory. It's your respiratory system. So yeah, I just throw everything together. I did hear somewhere like you're really not supposed to be mixing herbs all crazy together because some of them can conjoin in. But hey, I'm still gonna get the benefit. Okay, I'm a healthy girl, but babe, I can't tell you what everything do. Just get you some tea. Get you a tea bag if that's what you like. If you don't like tea, get you some Kool-Aid. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that you should grab something because this is going to be a good video, and I want you to have something to snack on or maybe match with me. I'm here with some oregano, some rose petal, what else I got in here? Some jasmine leaf. Got me a little herbal joint. Herbal, okay? It's an herbal joint. Herbal. So without further ado, let's get into everything Iron Man. Okay, y'all, the movie literally opens up with him getting kidnapped with a bomb that he created. So he's in, you know, the army thing. I think he was going for like a weapons meeting or something like that, you know. So boom, the truck he's in gets bombed. Everybody, they fucking up the other soldiers that's in there. As he's trying to escape, he see that his name is on the fucking bombs and shit. So he's getting bombed with the weapons that he created, right? Okay, cool. Right, and after that, of course, they come and they kidnap him. So then we go into a recap of his life. Like a super genius kid. He made an engine at 6 years old, y'all. Tony Stark. Mind you, his dad is the one who owned the weapons company. So, of course, you know, he's trying to live after his father. So, boom. He graduated NYU at 17. He became a CEO at 21. This is just a quick little recap, right? All right, so yeah, now we're going to get into a recap. They start the movie off with him getting kidnapped. Then they go 36 hours back. Okay, cool. In his head, guys, he's making these weapons and he is thinking that he is helping America, right? He's thinking that the weapons that he is creating to hurt other people is protecting him in his country, right? Keep that in mind. That's his thought. That's his logic and his reason for continuing to make these weapons and have a weapons manufacturer company. He missed his award, by the way. He was awarded with something and he missed it and he was out there gambling. So that's kind of telling you about his character. This reporter walked up to him and she's like questioning him a lot, and baby, he took her up to that hotel and he screwed her. No, it was not the hotel. He took her back to his house. A reporter. He screwed her. You know. Jarvis wakes her up, y'all. So Jarvis is, I love this because Jarvis literally just starts out as an AI. He's literally Tony's AI. He talks to him. He wakes him up. Like, he helps him, but he got a robot. That's where it started, okay? So think of Jarvis as like an AI. Jarvis wakes the girl up, like, okay, good morning. You know, Tony has this raw ass house on the hills, y'all. So mind you, imagine waking up from a one night stand, but whole time she really do know him because she's a reporter. She was asking him questions. They just ended up in the bed. He was that irresistible, I guess, right? So right, got this raw ass house on the hills. This girl woke up in there. So now we meet Pepper Potts. Pepper is my girl. Right now, she's basically like Tony's assistant. She helps him out, you know. But baby, never ever on my girl Pepper. She is not the one to play with, not at all. So okay, cool. This bitch, I mean, I'm trying not to curse. This one night stand had the nerve to try to be checking Pepper like, oh, you're still Tony's assistant? Pepper, check that hoe. Bitch, talking about you thought you was gonna tell Pepper that she was the assistant? She said, I mean, I do that and I occasionally take the trash out like you, so bitch, get the fuck up out of his house. Fuck you talking about? This bitch thought, oh, this cussing. She really thought she was gonna check Pepper. Nah, baby, you're getting walked out like trash. Where's Pepper at? In the house, still. Pepper never had to leave, okay? Don't ever, Pepper had to, real quick. Don't do Pepper, boo. Okay, so boom, y'all. Here we go. She trying to get Tony up for a flight. He's 3 hours late for a flight. He forgets that it's Pepper's birthday, y'all. Tony. So you see the kind of character that he has. Like, he's enjoying his life. He's enjoying his millions as he should. But he also really doesn't have a big care in the world for anyone outside of himself, kinda. Like, of course he has this weapons company to protect, you know, his country. But at the same time, Tony really doesn't care about anything or anybody, quite frankly. But we'll keep going. He did a weapons presentation on the Jericho. This is how we're getting caught up to how he got kidnapped. We'll learn more about the Jericho later. But yeah, the people, we get back into the kidnap situation. The people kidnapped him and he wakes up with a battery in his chest. We have Yinsen. He is the dude who's in the cave with Tony. But mind you, they also met before, but we'll get into that later when they recap that. I meant to say, and I forgot to bring up again, the night that he had the one night stand with the reporter girl that I was talking about in the front, he met Yinsen that night, and Yinsen was trying to get him, I guess, to notice something that he was making or he was creating. No, he was just trying to talk to Tony, and Tony was pretty much paying him dust. And this is before he got kidnapped, but this was years later. This was years before. Damn, I'm high. Yeah, this was years before he met Yinsen. So how Yinsen still ended up in that cave with Tony, maybe I need to rewatch and try to understand that, because how did he end up in the cave? But he was up in the cave, but they did meet years prior, and that shows Yinsen's like humility in a way, because Tony kind of shitted on him and paid him dust, but now he needed help, or he actually helped Tony, and not only that, he sacrificed his life so Tony could get free and become Iron Man. But yeah, back to the movie. I was about to say back to the movie. Back. Yinsen is the one who put the battery in his chest to help him live, because he had some going on. So the battery is actually helping something get to his heart. So it's like blocking something that's in his body, harming him from getting to his heart, and that's what's keeping him alive and out of cardiac arrest. Something to that extent. They be saying a lot of big words in this movie, so I'm basically just subbing it up, in my opinion, what I feel like is going on. But I'm tying this all together. Keep it going. Yinsen also mentions to Tony that he mentions that the kidnappers have guns. So when the kidnappers come to address Tony to let him know what they want from him, they tells him, "Welcome Tony Stark, the most famous mass murderer in the history of America." Now, mind you guys, he makes weapons to protect. So what he thought, right? And whole time, other people are looking at him like he's a fucking murderer, because he's creating weapons that hurt and harm others. Right? So whole time, y'all, they kidnap Tony because they want him to make them a missile. They want a missile. They can't do it on their own, baby. They kidnapped this white man, this billionaire, this smart man, and they say, no, you gonna come here in our cave? You're gonna make a missile in this cave. We're gonna get you what you need to make this missile, and you're gonna make this missile, okay? That's what they told. Let's take a take. Let's go. That's it. Okay, so yeah, they let him know that they want him to make a missile for him. At this point, they bring him out of the cave and they're kind of like showing him like, shit, we got access to your shit. Y'all, they literally have like a fucking mini little town of nothing but Stark Industry weapons. Guns, bombs, weapons, just a whole lot of just a whole lot of stuff, y'all. Just his weapons that his company has manufactured over here in this foreign country, mind y'all. He got kidnapped and he's in another country. I forgot what country they were in, but they are not in America. These are foreigners. They're not even speaking English. Yinsen is translating to Tony what they're saying because Yinsen is from their company. I mean, it's from their country. Yeah, they bring him out to see all of these weapons that he produced, and like I said, they're trying to make him make a missile, and he's confused at this point. They let him know that if he make this missile, he'll be set free. He can go back to America and live his life. But Tony don't believe them. He think that's a lie. He thinks that once he makes that missile, they're going to kill him, because why would y'all keep him? Like, y'all kidnapped him to make a weapon. You think he thinking like y'all, he thinking that y'all thinking like he think that y'all really think that he go, like y'all gonna let him go? He ain't that not smart, you know? Like, no, he know what y'all thinking it. So y'all really think that he don't think that? He wouldn't think that? Like, no. Okay, y'all, so he fake agrees. So he lets them know all of these materials that he need, and he's fake making the missile. Y'all, whole time he's making the very first Iron Man suit. The first one. Mind y'all, he's already made all of these other weapons. He's making a suit. And this is how we get Iron Man, right? Okay. Chill. Y'all, they got Tony and Yinsen in a cave, like ducked off. They got cameras in there, so they're watching him. So they see him, you know, building what he building, and the top dog kidnapper, the one who's kind of in charge of the kidnapping and wanting him to make this missile, he looking like, I don't see much of a missile going on, so what's really the tea up in there? Like, what they really got going on up in there? So he get his crew up, he get the crew, he like, nah, y'all, come on, let's go on up in there and let's check up on them. So, mind y'all, again, Tony is making the suit, but he's acting like he's making the missile at the same time. So, boom. They pop up in there, and the top kidnapper, he's thirsty. He like, what is going on? Yada, yada. He's mad. Okay, cool. He starts to threaten Yinsen to where the point that it looked like he was about to get ready and off Yinsen. Tony stepped in like, okay, like, you know, don't hurt him. Like, I need him. Like, I can't get this missile done without Yinsen. You know, Tony really looking out for his homeboy. Like, because honestly, without Yinsen, Tony wouldn't even be alive, because Yinsen is the one who put the thing in Tony's chest and got him, you know, still alive right now. So, okay, cool. The kidnapper man is like, y'all got to 2 p.m. tomorrow. This missile better be done, or I'm offing both of y'all. Okay. He is going in. He going in on the Iron Man suit. He not letting up. It got the sparks, you know, they got the music. Dun, 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 dun. Like, it's going down in them little 30 seconds that they recapped the fact that he was tearing that suit. He was getting down on that suit, y'all. All night. So, okay. Now they're like, they've disappeared a little bit too long. Mind you, they're still very much watching the cameras and seeing what they're doing up in there. So they like, okay, now this is just like, why are they not in a frame? Why can't we see them? Now they coming down, they knocking on the door. What's going on in there? Let us know what's going on in there. Baby, Tony is in the suit. Tony and them is gearing up the suit. They got it going on the computer. Bro, I love anticipation in movies, but at the same time, they be overly anticipating things. Like, they had the system loading on the computer when Yinsen was helping him get in a suit, and it's like, dang, is this thing about to fully load and be ready by the time these people bust down his door? All right, y'all, they try to come up in there, they bomb the door. Mind y'all, they low-key scared because they don't know what Tony is capable of. So all of these niggas, they riding for the big boss man, but they low-key wussies, you know? Like, they really be giving follower, you know, they that type. They really was scared. They was scared. Okay, right, like I said, they bust down the door. Now it's on and popping. Tony is about to get it on and popping with the first Iron Man suit, okay? So Yinsen goes to buy some time in the hallway, mind you. The first few people who came up in the door, Tony messed them up. Yinsen goes with the gun trying to, you know, shut them down to buy him some more time. I think so the suit could finish rebooting or finish loading so it could be fully ready for him to do what he got to do. Y'all, they gang up on Yinsen in the hallway. Gang up on him. He don't know what to do. He's just standing there with the gun and they got more guns than him. Poor Yinsen. But Yinsen is a real one. He really stood by Tony, so it never mattered. And it's cool though, because Tony was ready. That's all he needed was a few moments. That's all he needed, baby. He started knocking niggas left to right. They're not messing with the suit. They start running, y'all. They start running. No, let's get out of here. No, let's get out of here. This is too much. So y'all, Yinsen is shot. Yinsen got injured. Poor Yinsen, y'all. He was a real one. He's trying to take him, but Yinsen is letting him know like his whole family is dead at this point. And at this point, he just want to go be with his family. So he knew what he was getting himself into when he was helping Tony. So he like, you know, he tells Tony, don't waste it. Don't waste your life. Which is so special because he will not waste his life, y'all, at all. And I think that was a great point that Marvel like made and put in there, that somebody sacrificed their life for Tony to make it out of that cave and join the Avengers. And we all know Tony made the ultimate sacrifice at the end of the end game. So I think that's what I appreciate movies and storytelling in the small, subtle details. This is the beginning of Iron Man. This is when he made the first Iron Man suit. And in between that, someone sacrificed, or not even sacrificed themselves, but was willing to just let it go because they knew, you know, he told him, don't waste this chance that I'm giving you. Like, yes, I'm leaving, but I did this because I knew that you would have a chance to make it out of here and do great things. Yinsen knew. So yeah, I think that was a very cool part that they threw in there. All right, y'all. So yeah, he walks out the cave. They start lighting Tony up, baby, shooting him every which way. They thought shit was sweet, baby. He said, boom. Hello, just blowing everything up, y'all. Setting niggas on fire, fucking up all the weapons, setting the weapons on fire. He fucking all that shit up. He like, this stuff ain't about to hurt nobody else. Then at the end of all of that, y'all, he shoots himself up into the sky. And the flying didn't last long. Like, it just shooted him far away enough for him to just get away, you know. So boom, he lands in the desert because again, he's in a foreign country. He damn near don't even know where he at. But yeah, he's just running. He's just trying to get away. But mind y'all, when he fell out the sky with the suit, he left the suit where he left it at, you know. So he just kept going. Of course, Lucius comes. So y'all, Lucius is up in here. I know Lucius is not his real name. His real name is Howard. I think like Howard Stark. Not Howard Stark. I know his name is Howard, but baby, he's Lucius from Empire. He's Lucius. Okay, so Lucius and them find him, get him on a helicopter. So apparently they've been looking for him for days, but yeah, they find him because he see the airplane, he waving it down like, man, if that's y'all, come get me. Of course it's them. They come get him, take him back to America, y'all. And of course, who's waiting on him? My girl Pepper Potts. Pepper waiting on Tony. Like, yes, that's his assistant, but that's honestly Tony's only like family. And I think they both can recognize that within each other, how much they really do depend and need and love each other without having to say that. Okay, so yeah, they pick him up fresh off the plane, baby. He get in the car like, take me to McDonald's or Burger King. I need a cheeseburger. I need an American cheeseburger right now. Homeboy said, I need a burger. I feel you, Tony. I love cheeseburgers too. Give me a burger right now. He said, give me a burger and a press conference. Freshly unkidnapped. He's like, let me get a press conference. They don't know what this man want to talk about, but I mean, he owned a company, so who gonna tell him he can't get what he want, baby? Get this man his press conference and his burger. So, boom, pulling up to the press conference, he got his burger, he walking up in there. So, y'all, this is where we get acquainted with Agent Field. He's like a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. Before S.H.I.E.L.D. ain't even S.H.I.E.L.D. for real yet. Because he keeps on calling it, let me get to that. Right, Agent Field is prompting Pepper about Tony's escape. Like, they trying to figure out what he used to get up out of there. They're putting two and two together, two in the States, like, what the fuck just happened? And, you know, Pepper them like, baby, it's tombstone. It's tombstone. And it's crazy because they really do be quick. Like, that's honestly how the government and stuff be. Like, baby, they not let nobody fly nothing in the skies. Like, you cannot have a creation out here that they could potentially profit from. You know, of course, it's like, it's for the safety of everyone to make sure nobody has anything outside of normal regulations of what we should have, or, you know, we're not creating anything that could potentially harm a big scale of people, or even if it's a small scale of people, I guess. But, baby, they was on it. They was on it about what got him out of that cave. They wanted to know what was that. But we're going to put a pause in that. We're going to put a pause on S.H.I.E.L.D., okay? Speaks on not speaking to his father before he died. And he's distraught at this point because his weapons help kill innocent Americans. Tony didn't know this before he got kidnapped. So now that he knows, like, he got a lot of feelings coming up. You know, he just found out that his company, which he made weapons to protect his country, the same weapons that he used to protect was the same weapons that were really used to hurt innocent people in his country that he was trying to protect. So he's having like an epiphany. He's having, you know, is it his tower moment? Something like that. Okay, and they have a flashback to the opening scene when they were transporting him to the meeting, or I think he was going back to America after the meeting that he had in that country. Yeah, because in the beginning he was talking to the 3 soldiers that were in a car, you know, like it was all serious, but he turned it into giggles, like, yeah, we could take a picture, like, yeah, I'm a billionaire, but I'm still a cool person just like y'all. Like, you know, they had a cool conversation prior to everything going left and them bombing up the tanks, and he got kidnapped, right? That was in the beginning of the movie. So those soldiers had died and he was taken. He's even thinking about all of that, like all of these innocent lives that have died because of me and the weapons that I was making, and because someone wanted the weapons that I create in order to create destruction for themselves as well. I think that's something that I was about to bring up the next movie, but we'll put a pause on that. So in the press conference, somebody asked him, like, what happened when you was over there? And y'all, he said, my eyes were open. Tony. He said his eyes were open, which they were, honestly, because I feel like prior to, Tony Stark is always Tony Stark, but I do feel like there was a very big shift in the beginning of the movie and him being kind of selfish in a way, him being very self-absorbed. For him to see like the full scope of what he was producing, quite frankly, because it was his company. Yes, his father started the company, but he kept it on. He just didn't know the harm that was being brought from his company. So yeah, his eyes were opened after he got kidnapped because he's seen all of the destruction that his weapons have been doing, you know? All right, and after this, at the end of the press conference, y'all, he lets everybody know that he is closing the weapons department of his country. I mean, he's closing the weapons department of his company. He's closing the weapons department of his company. And y'all, Big Head is pissed. Big Head is Obadiah. Obadiah is his dad's homeboy or friend, or he's older than Tony. He was around when his dad was still alive. So he was helping his dad, and he just ended up, still in a company all of these years later. He is pissed that Tony just said that they're closing the weapons department because Slick, Big Head, Obadiah been getting... We'll come back to that. I would try to spoil you. We're on a timeline. So yeah, Big Head is talking to him, and he's just trying to get Tony to not close the company. He we're like, come on, man, we doing so good, bro. Like, come on, man. And Tony is like, I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. I got what I got going on. You weren't over there with me. You don't know what I saw. So fuck out of here with it. Tony ain't trying to. He said what he said. And Obadiah is like, you just take you a break. Let me handle things on the forefront of the company. But at the same time, this is Tony Stark's company. His dad left him in charge. Obadiah does have some say-so because some kind of position he got in the company. Like, he was even threatening Tony to a certain extent. But at the same time, baby, this Tony company. This is Tony's, okay? Now, also keep in mind that Tony shows Big Head Obadiah the arc in his chest. And Big Head Obadiah sees this and is getting thoughts, right? So boom, we fast forward to another scene, and here is kind of when we see more into Tony and Pepper and kind of their sprinkle of love for each other in different ways. I'm sorry, I'm a lover of love, y'all. So I love Tony Stark's and Pepper's, story with each other. It's beautiful. So okay, yeah, boom. He calls Pepper, pages her, tells Jarvis to call her because she's in the house too. And he's like, yeah, how big are your hands? And she's like, what? Why? He like, you know what? Just come help me real quick. Because she's like, what kind of question is that? Like, how big are my hands? But yeah, she helps him switch out the arc in his chest, like take the other one out. She plugged the other one in and put it up in there for him. And he tells her that he didn't have anybody but her. And I think this is kind of like where we start seeing, like, he is realizing how important Pepper really is in his life. That kidnapping situation really, it was an eye-opener for him, because once he came back, he started looking at things differently. Like, he's like, damn, Pepper really is the only motherfucker in my life. Like, he ain't got no family. Like, Pepper is his family, right? So yeah, this is pretty much the peak beginning of their love story, and we start climaxing after this. But yeah, keep in mind, because she had just took out the original arc that was in there from when he got kidnapped, and she just put in this new one that he just made, at home, a more advanced version of it. Now, I love a good foreshadow moment, how they throw things up in there, because we're going to come back to that first piece of arc that she took out of his chest. Now, just a moment to highlight, y'all, Tony has a lot of high fucking tech in his house. Like I was mentioning Jarvis earlier, which is his AI. He also, it's like a robot at this point, and it responds to things that he say. Like, the robot is helping him to do things, like build things, clean things, baby. When he was putting his suit together, y'all, he didn't get caught on fire, but the robot was just on point about putting him out with the fire extinguisher, and It was a very funny moment, but just a little so you can understand how high tech his fucking, you know, house was. I don't know if I mentioned that when in the beginning when Jarvis, the AI, woke up the girl in the apartment. Like, good morning, the weather outside is so and so, yada yada yada. Like, it was speaking to her, but it was waking her up, and the windows were opening. Baby, he got high tech. Tony Stark, that's how, like, he's really cool, guys. Tony Stark is cool, okay? So now we get back to the kidnappers, y'all. We get back into the other country. The kidnappers have found the suit that Tony made when he fucked all the shit up and shot himself in the sky. And then, you know, of course, they found him and he went back to America. But the suit was still there in the desert. The goddamn kidnappers found the suit. And now they're putting the suit together so they can make their own prototype. And y'all know who shows up? Big Head Obadiah, Tony's company's partner, right? Obadiah shows up, guys. All right, now, mind you, Obadiah he goes back, he's talking to Tony, and he's trying to get Tony, he's trying to get Tony to get him to take over the company. He's telling Tony that the board is trying to lock him out, like that the board has been discussing locking Tony out of his own company. But mind you, other people do have some play into this, but at the same time, this is Tony's shit. And he also asked Tony to show his arc to some guys in New York. Tony is like shutting that shit down, like, no, he don't want anyone to know about his suits, and he don't want anyone to know about this, because the arc is a very powerful piece, you guys. Like, it's very powerful tech, okay? It's very powerful. So now, y'all, we see him getting into his second suit. He's about to test fly it, okay? It's all silver initially, like, right. He hasn't gotten into the red suit yet. His second prototype was a silver suit as well. He flies over the city. He goes in the sky, y'all, and he freezes. The goddamn suit frozen, because you know they say up in the what is that place? It's space. It gets colder. So he went all the way up there. The suit froze. He falls out of the sky. He fall, and as soon, right before he hit the ground, of course, the suit wakes back up, and he's back flying. He's all ecstatic. So, you know, his first test went successful. You know, he just got to tweak a few things, but hell, it was a success. Pepper gifts him with his first arc. She literally framed it for him, and she's like, proof Tony Stark has a heart. And it was so cute. Like, I love Pepper and Tony's relationship, okay? And the kidnappers are putting together the suit so they can recreate the suit. All right, now, so y'all, he adds something to the suit to make it to where he doesn't freeze once he go into space. And this is the part where he also turns the suit red. Phil, the agent, is still trying to question Kim about the suit that he made to escape. They're not even knowing, like, he's really gearing up and creating some more shit. Like, he's creating an even better suit now. Like, relax. They all on him about the suit that he made to escape, but they don't even know. It's getting even bigger and better. And Tony, really, he's locked in, y'all. He's locked in. He ain't trying to talk to nobody besides Pepper, because Pepper come in. That's his girl. That's his assistant. He really not trying to hear nothing from nobody. He's working on his suits, okay? Somehow, some way, Pepper and Tony ended up going out to, I think like a company event. Tony found out that the company was having an event and wasn't inviting him. Baby, he got his shit together, baby. He get out there. He in the streets. Because Obadiah and them was trying to tell him to, like, you know, just lay low. He was doing that regardless because he was working on his suits. But baby, Tony heard about this event. Baby, Tony put his shit on. Tony went outside. Y'all ain't having no event without me. So, of course, he up in there, y'all. He sees Pepper. He's fucking mesmerized. He walk up to Pepper, get a dance. You know, they dance, do their little 1-2. Then they head outside, and y'all, they almost kiss. They having a heart-to-heart moment. He telling her she's beautiful. And he kind of froze a little bit. I don't know if he got a little scared or whatnot, but he's like, yeah. let me just go get us a drink, you know. So we're still peaking. Their love story is still peaking, y'all. The country that he was in when he got kidnapped was Gulmia. Is the country Gulmia. So Tony confronts Obadiah about the undertable dealing of his weapons. He's telling Tony that he filed the conjunction to push him out to protect him. So, you know, Tony is questioning him like, you know, what's really tea? I heard that, you know, not only you trying to kick me out of my company, you dealing my weapons underneath me? And he let him know that he was trying to kick him out to protect him. Tony is pissed, y'all. He's mad. So he puts on the red suit for the first time, guys. The first time Tony put on his red suit. Y'all, this man flies back to Gulmia, the country where he got kidnapped at, because over there, y'all, it's going down. They using these weapons to, like, basically mass off people. Like, they're collecting the women and the kids. They're separating the men. I think they were, like, offing all of the men and keeping the women and the kids somehow. But once he flew over there, he flew in on them, like, basically breaking up a family. And they were literally about to off the dad because the son was trying to stay with the dad. Baby, Tony landed in that country, get the wrecking stuff. Y'all, the suit so raw, it identified the threats and just sent gunshots to them. And everybody else was safe. Raw, just simple, raw. Yeah, so he basically went back over to that country to delete the weapons that was out there and to help the refugees. Yeah, somebody knocked his ass out the sky. Knocked him out the sky. But baby, that didn't stop Tony. He blew all that shit up and left, okay? He was not playing. He left again. So y'all, on his way back to America, of course the army is like, what the fuck is this aircraft in the air? Like, this shit is moving too fast to be a plane, and ain't nobody give us notice that they were going to be in the sky. So what the fuck is this aircraft in the sky, y'all? So they send their people out to try to take it down, y'all, and it's Tony. It's fucking Tony, right? Because he was technically an unclassified aircraft. So boom, his friend Rhodes in the movie, his name is Rose, but baby, that's Lucius. That's Lucius. Lucius was trying to warn him. Lucius calls him like, is there anything I need to know about? Tony's like, man, no, you know, I'm doing, like, no. So Tony is like, okay, they really trying to, like, take me out this sky. He thought he could beat their aircrafts, but it's just too much going on, baby. Tony calls Lucius back like, yo, tell your man to chill. Like, this is me. I'm the fucking aircraft. I'm in a suit. It's me. Like, you know, tell their ass to chill. So, of course, you know, Lucius call it off. Mind y'all, one of the dudes fell out of the fucking aircraft and Tony saved him. Like, literally helped him. Okay, right. So, yeah, again, y'all, Lucius works for the army. He's in the army. He's like the lieutenant, or, you know, he's high up there. And he's like, okay, so I'm helping you out, you know. What am I supposed to tell the press and things once they start pressing me about what the hell just happened in the sky? Tony talking about, tell them that it was training exercises. And what does Lucius do? He tells the press that it was just training exercises. Look, this is why I don't trust. I feel like they put the truths in the movies, in the TV shows, and everything. They were not lying. That's literally, they be talking about always just training exercises. We never know. Do y'all remember that mall incident that happened in like 2024? And they tried to say that it was just massive teens rioting in the mall, but it was like so many police officers, y'all. Like, every police in the city was there at that mall in Miami. People have came out on the internet saying like they seen tall alien figures, and that what was going on. But the TV and the news was presenting it as the kids and the teenagers was just being destructive in the mall. But let's get back to the movie. Y'all, so he is up and he back at home trying to take the suit off. Now, mind you, this is also, he's getting acquainted with the suit. He's learning how to work with the suit, you know? So he trying to take the suit off was the funniest shit ever, because Jarvis, the robot, is trying to help him too. And it's just like a hard ass experience of him taking his damn suit off, bro. Pepper walks in on him in between this, and it's just a hilarious fucking moment, quite honestly. Okay, y'all, so this is actually the moment where we realize that Obadiah Big Head Self is really in on, he is the one who's been selling the weapons to the other country and shit, right? We find him, we get into a scene, and he's in Gulmia, y'all. He goes to meet the motherfucking lead kidnapper who kidnapped Tony. He's meeting with him and talking with him. So whole time, Obadiah was the snake. Obadiah was the one selling the weapons, and he's the one who set Tony up to get kidnapped. Apparently, he wanted Tony dead. But the kidnappers is like, fuck that, I'm gonna get him to make us a missile. He like, you did not tell us that the person you wanted us to kidnap was fucking Tony Stark, homeboy. You didn't tell us that. You had us come out here to come kidnap this nigga, and it's fucking Tony Stark? Come on now. So whole time they both want Tony's designs, right? So the kidnapper tries to bribe Obadiah, but Obadiah is sneaky. The kidnapper is dumb because you see that he clearly just set up somebody from his own company. He just paid you to kidnap somebody. You thought he wasn't gonna have some in store to keep you quiet? Bro, Obadiah pulls out this goddamn thing and makes him, like, fucks with his hearing and stuff. And he has his people come up in there and take the first suit, which is the suit that Tony flew out of the cave in. Now Obadiah has that suit, and now he has the blueprint, and now he's about to make his own suit. Bro, he has his men off all of the kidnapper soldiers. So now the kidnapper is by himself and gotta find some new gang them, right? Okay, cool. So Tony is asking Pepper for help with, you know, his suit and all of this other stuff, and Pepper is like, not even necessarily for the suit, but he needs Pepper to go up to the company to get some files for him. And Pepper is like, no, Tony, I really don't want to help you, because do you not see how people are already dying? Like, and not even people dying, but Pepper doesn't want anything to happen to Tony. And this is such a foreshadow and beautiful point, because they're not even technically together yet, and she's so protective about him. It's such a bittersweet thing talking about Tony Stark in his movies because of Endgame, but at the same time, we're just gonna progress. So he's explaining to Pepper that he feels like Iron Man, the suit, this is a part of his purpose. He feel like he should have never made it out of that cave. The fact that he made it out in that suit, that was his purpose, and is made for him to help people. Like, that is his, he feel like he has harmed so many people with that weapons that he made. He's not going to make weapons. He's going to make a suit into a weapon to help people and to save people. And he don't even know he's Iron Man yet. He ain't even called Iron Man yet. That's just something that they say in the vlogs, you know. He's just Iron Man in the vlogs at this point. But he do believe that his mission is to use this suit and to help the world. He feel as though it's his turn, you know, to help the people that his weapons were harming at some point. And not only that, this is from his legacy and his family. Like, Stark Industries was here even before Tony was born. His dad been doing this. So he also is feeling like he's making up for that as well. He's saving for people from that as well, because his family created a lot of this mess, quite honestly. Okay, y'all, so Pepper goes into the office and She there to get the files for Tony. This is where she finds out she finds the video that the kidnapper sent to Obadiah. Like, we didn't know that you had us kidnap Tony Stark. Like, no, we need more money. We need more everything. Fuck you talking about, bitch. This is Tony Stark. Trying to pay us this little bit to kidnap Tony Stark? Nah, this ain't no regular ass person, motherfucker. This Tony Stark. You need to up that price. So Pepper see this video, and in the moment of her watching this and getting these files for Tony, Obadiah walks in the office on her, y'all. So Pepper trying to hurry up and, you know, copy these files to the flash drive so she could leave, and her and Obadiah is in there talking and whatnot. Now we cut to a scene where Obadiah is trying to recreate the suit, and he got these scientists up in there trying to recreate the suit that Tony made, and the scientist is like, sir, the technology to power this suit just does not exist. Like, I know you're trying to get us to make a suit to fly and do all of this other stuff that you're saying that it's supposed to do, and the scientist is just like, it just don't exist. It's not there. Bro, Obadiah big head ass like, bro, Tony Stark made this suit in a cave with scraps. It was so funny because he was so frustrated because he couldn't do it himself and they couldn't do it. But y'all don't have Tony's brain. It was never meant for you to do it. So, of course, what do people do when they cannot recreate something that someone else had? They try to do it. They just go steal it. So that's what Obadiah big head selves go to do. The scientist said that they can't do it like Tony did it. He go to Tony, y'all. He uses the little piece for the hearing thing and like shocks Tony for some time and takes the arc out of his chest, y'all. And it's such a good moment because like it reminds you of when Pepper first helped him take the other arc out of his chest. Not reminds you, it literally brings that back into, because Tony had to go downstairs to get the one that Pepper put in the fucking plaque for him, the first one that he had from the cave, because Obadiah just took the brand new arc that he just put in his chest. So he halfway breathing, halfway living. In between, we still right here when Obadiah was in the house, stealing the arc from Tony. In between that, Pepper is calling him to, you know, let him know, but he can't get it to the phone because he already in cardiac arrest with whatever Obadiah used to like stun him for a little while. This nigga big head ass Obadiah tells Tony, just because you have a great idea doesn't mean it belongs to you. The fuck do you mean? He created this shit. I could see if he like sold it fair and square, but you're literally stealing. So yeah, Tony goes downstairs. He puts the old arc and he's trying to like put it in and he can't reach it, I think what's going on. And y'all, Jarvis helps him, like he hands him the damn arc. That's why I said his technology is so smart, because it seemed that it needed his help and helped them. So yeah, he puts the new arc in. Bro, so Lucius walks up in his house. He walking in the house. Tony. Tony. I'm sorry, that scene was so funny. It was so funny because the way he was calling Tony, it was Tony. It was cute. I love that scene. I love that scene. All right, so Tony already got the arc in. He getting ready to suit up so he can go save Pepper. And mind you, before he leave, Lucius looks at the suit and he's like, next time, because he's a little too scared to get into it right now, but he gets in a car so he can follow up behind Tony so he can go help too. But foreshadow into next Iron Man, because Lucius is going to get in the suit and he's going to be like the patriotic Iron Man, whatever. But yeah. So y'all, Pepper went and called the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She got Agent, what was his name? She got Agent Phil them with her. She thinks she running shit. Pepper was so cute in this scene, but baby, girl. So she got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They running down on Obadiah at the laboratory, right? So they down there, they looking for him. They trying to see what's T. They like, what the hell? He been up in here trying to create. They see the old suit, which is the one that Tony, you know, broke out of the cave in. They like, shit, the fuck he doing? Y'all, this nigga Obadiah has created an even bigger fucking suit. Big head ass suit, okay? So, yeah, boom. Right, so as the agents are looking for Obadiah, baby, he come out of nowhere, he whacking agents, throwing them, just smacking them, whacking them, Pepper running, Agent Phil, they run, they all just running, they trying to figure this shit out, right? So Pepper, Tony is on his way. He saves Pepper from him and they find down. Bro, this nigga Obadiah is so crazy. They in the middle of the highway fighting. This nigga takes a fucking motorcycle and smacks Tony with it. That's how big his suit is, y'all. Like, his suit is ridiculously big. But never stop the bad bitch. Never stop Tony Stark, though. Like, come on now. You were never the blueprint. You were a replica. Never the real deal, okay? So boom, Tony takes him up in the sky, y'all. Cause y'all remember earlier in the movie when he test drove his first suit, he went in the sky and froze, so he knew to freeze him. He like, so what did you do about the freezing problem? Obadiah is like, what? And as he said that, he starts to freeze and Tony just dunked his ass and threw him back to the ground. It was such a funny scene. I love that scene. Yeah, so once he threw him back to the ground, you know that didn't stop Obadiah big head ass. He's still just fighting for dear life. Baby, at some point, somehow, Pepper electrocuted him from the lab, and that was the end of Big Head Obadiah. And of course, Tony Stark saved the day. Right, so all of this war is over, and they're trying to cover it up. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is trying to tell him what to say, and, you know, to let them know this was just training exercises and all of this and that. Baby, Tony got up there with them cards, and he couldn't even lie. He say, I am Iron Man. Like, ah! And the press went crazy. The cameras are flashing. And that was the end of the first Iron Man, y'all. And again, I feel like this was great character development for Tony Stark, because you start the movie off saying like how he's just this rich ass guy who really don't give a fuck about anybody, for him to go through this traumatic experience, for him to open his eyes up and see not only his, what is it called, how he has played a part in harming other people. He changes his life around and changes up his company to actually benefit, you know, people and actually help people and save people, because he knows that he has hurt and harmed so many. And that is such a beautiful thing, because some people are ignorant to their harm that they give others, and they just go on living like that forever. And I do trust and believe that everyone has their moments of something slows everybody down for you to see what you do. Either you choose to ignore it and keep on living the way you were living, or a paradigm shift happened and you actually choose to do better. He chose better, and yeah, y'all, that is Iron Man, and that is the beginning of the Avengers, because you see Agent Phil and them shielding them was on them. And I'm saying the beginning because I'm honestly going in order of how the movies were released. Like, yeah, Captain America happened back in the 1800s, but Tony Stark was the Iron Man. It started the movie catalog. That's all I'm saying. So that's just all I'm going off of. And yeah, I really love Iron Man. Like, he's funny. Like, it's me giving my eulogy. But I do think that it was like beautiful writer's choice to end his first movie with I Am Iron Man, and kind of the end was I Am Iron Man. I absolutely adore the Marvel series. I love how it dips into time travel, not only time travel, but the multi-dimensions, and honestly how every choice that we make causes effects in timelines, and how the choices we make can literally alter our lives so differently. So I think that's a great tip for everyone, to just take some time to have some introspective time and to reflect on who you are, reflect on what you give to the earth, reflect the type of person that you are and you want to be, and how you want to show up in the world. Do you want to show up as someone who's very selfish, don't care about nobody, like you just focus on you? Or do you want to show up as someone who's loving and kind and want to give love and want everyone to feel love? Or do you want to be someone to spread your negativity everywhere? I don't know. You choose what you want. I know what I want for myself. I just want to be a light being. I want to spread my love and positivity and all of my like, I love life and I love everything that I love. And that's a part of my channel, Everything Jalen Ray, where I just literally dive into all the cool things that I love about this life and this earth, because I love these things for a reason. And I'm just excited to use my voice, not only to give recaps on things, but I'm also tying this into real life. Like, Iron Man was a great story about, sometimes don't let it get to the point where something so crazy has to happen for you to reflect on what you give to the earth. Like, just do it. Just reflect. Like, yeah, just reflect. And yeah, I think that's the message of this movie. Not necessarily the message, this is my message. Like, yeah, take some introspective time. Be open to love, because even how him and Pepper's story is progressing in their love story is just, and for me, I love it. Take time for love, literally. Love people, love hard, and yeah, y'all, again, that was Iron Man. This is the beginning of my Marvel series recaps and how I bring it into my own life and what I feel, and then why I'm so in love with this series. And yeah, this has been Everything Jalen Ray. If you like this, go ahead and give it a like. Go ahead and comment. If I missed anything that y'all feel like I should have called out, go ahead and comment that down below. If you have any other questions about something that I didn't say or whatever the case, what is your thoughts on me thinking about my thoughts on this movie? Like, what's your thoughts? Let's talk together. Let's think together. Because I'm going to respond. So yeah, if you really, really like this, share this with somebody. Share this to your story or something. I don't know. That'd be really cool. And until next time, ashe, namaste, and everything in between.